Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tennessee Fats and today we are doing yet another mail opening. Now, I don't like doing these mail openings too often on the channel. I'm really trying to focus more on, well, quite frankly, put the Conan and the Robert E. Howard content that I really like putting out. But every once in a while something like this will pop up. And I'm looking around behind the camera here because I've got 3 giant stacks of boxes that were delivered down to my house that have been building up for the last 3 years. Now, these date, I think the earliest one I had was from sometime in August 2019. A bunch of them in early 2020. I think the last one was probably late 2020 because at that point in time, with the whole pandemic fandango going on, we finally realized we weren't going to be coming down to the States anytime soon. So it just made sense to just stop ordering. Plus, I have old man brain and I don't remember any of these things at all. Now, as is usual, what's going to happen is I'm going to start opening these boxes and then I'm going to be going, oh yeah, I remember this. And then we'll talk about it a little bit. But I think today, really, we're just going to be spending some time just going through books. So for those of you who want to stick with the Robert E. Howard content and you don't want to see me opening boxes, that's fine. Skip this video. We'll see you in the next one. Because the next one, we're going to be doing yet another Tower of the Elephant Robert E. Howard Battle Royale, which I'm pretty excited about because we're going to take the top one from the last Battle Royale and compare it to Dark Horse. But for this one, we're really just doing opening, and quite frankly, but I hope you enjoy it. Well, we'll start this one off with the obligatory YouTube stuff that I always have to do and I enjoy doing. If you like these sorts of videos and you like the content I'm putting up, hit the little button down the bottom right-hand corner there and subscribe to the channel. And if you actually do enjoy the video, feel free to hit the like button because that does actually help these things show up somewhere. So there's my obligatory YouTubing done. What boxes to get into first? I'll start in the middle. We will start over here. So bingo. This one is a little box there. It's a little, see that there. And it is from, what do we got here? April of 2020. April of 2020 was in this one. It's 3 pounds of books. Again, no memory whatsoever of what these are. Now, I'll tell you why I deliver things down to my place down in the States. I deliver them down here because every once in a while you buy something and the seller either isn't willing to ship to Canada, which is where I live. As you can tell, I'm wearing the CFL jersey here because you know what Canadians do when we come down to Florida, we represent. So you get them delivered to your local address when you can, if you're still interested in the stuff. And it's funny, because a lot of times I have really good experience shipping down here, and sometimes I just have horrendous experiences shipping down here. Now, I'll give you, because I know I'm looking at this box right over here, and I'll tell you that one, there's a story to go with this one. But anyways, let's see what we got here. This one is from Colorado. Colorado, what did I buy here? All right, so I bought this. This is an eBay purchase. It is an 18 image comic lot. Pit, Dragon, Tribe, Wildcats, and more. Let's see what we got. What is in the box? Yeah. So, you know, a lot of people don't like 1990s image books. And I understand that. I really do. 1990s image books were overproduced. A lot of people think the stories were horrendous. And it really was that what I would call cringeworthy 90s for a lot of the material there. It was how many pouches can we stick on an outfit? How big are the boobs and how small the outfit could we make it? And that's really what was selling the books. But I don't know. You know, I'm a 70s kid. I grew up in the late 70s and early 80s, but I was really buying comics a lot in the 90s. So these are things that I really identify with. So let's start going through these. What do we got here? We got Wildcats #1. I know it was so overproduced, but I think I probably have maybe 30, 40 copies of that book now. Savage Dragon #1, that's pretty cool. It's not a bad condition either. And I am working on actually building up a Savage Dragon run. I bought a lot that was basically issues 1 through 177. And it's missing some. It's missing, I think, around 10 books, which I'm going to have a hard time building up, but I'll eventually get them. Pit #1. Now, so my friend Roy, who's always, who actually enjoyed the Pit books, this is #1. So this obviously was when Dale Keown was actually producing on a regular schedule. Tribe #1. This obviously is in pretty rough condition. Hard to get a black one in good condition. Ooh, Darker Image #1. I believe this is the first appearance of, is it the Max? When was the first appearance of Blood Wolf? Who was the other person in that was the first appearance? I don't really recollect that. Ballistic Imagery. There you go, that's that one. Oh, a Wizard Cliffhanger book. What is that? It's a sketchbook. That's pretty cool. Never seen that before. The 1963 books. These were kind of funny. They were an interesting throwback where they were basically doing a whole bunch of stories that were like retro 60s stories back in the day, and I actually enjoyed them. There was 4 or 5 of them. I can't remember how many. Wildcats #3. Ooh, The Legend of Supreme #1. Another run that I'm working on right now is Supreme, and The Legend of Supreme is one of those tie-on issues that goes with it. Wildcats Adventures. This was mostly based around the TV show, the cartoon that was back out in the day. Wildcats Trilogy, number 2. Now, Wildcats Trilogy number 1, to this day, I will still say is the first appearance of Gen 13 because they were in a poster in that book. Team Youngblood, very cool. Savage Dragon number 3. Youngblood number 3. I don't think this one, oh no, this one was. This is the first appearance of Supreme on the flip book. Very cool. Team Youngblood number 14, Riptide Exposed. Oh, there's a Battle Chasers. Battle Chasers are getting a little bit more hype nowadays. It's interesting because really at the time they were kind of not really that much interest in them. They sold, don't get me wrong. And there was the, what's her name? Red Monica, that's her name, which really sold the books. So obviously that was the 90s. And it's interesting because they have a giant poster you build in the back. I think I actually have all the books to build this poster, and I have posted that on my YouTube channel. Not my YouTube, my Instagram account. Asylum, from Maximum Press. Now Asylum, and this is an actual flip book, for those of you who are wondering, this is an interesting series, sort of an anthology that came up from Maximum Press. Maximum Press is the one that was the Rob Liefeld breakaway from Image when they had a falling out. And I don't know too much about that whole falling out. I really don't. I'll tell you what I did do is I bought a bunch of the issues that are around the time that they were falling out, which included the Asylum books. There were some interesting editorials written in there by Rob Liefeld with regards to Wizard Comics, with regards to his falling out with Image, and why he was breaking off in Maximum Press. And I'll tell you, the Asylum books seem to be, or that anthology, seemed to be the catch-all that caught all of the stories that really were just falling between the cracks in the other titles when Rob was breaking off. There was an issue where it took over Lady Supreme. There was an issue where it took over Kid Supreme. Taking off my watch because it is warm out here. And I'll tell you, the interesting thing about the Lady Supreme one was it was leading up to a continuation of the story, but then it just never did. So it's funny because when you see the Asylum books, a lot of people say, well, it's Lady Supreme number whatever. It's not Lady Supreme number whatever. It's an Asylum book. Asylum is the actual title by Maximum Press. Well, there's my aside for that. So that's the first box there. Kind of neat. I mean, it was some Image books. Some of you might not be interested in Image books. I'm interested in Image books. I think they're kind of cool. And quite frankly, but I think people should probably be speccing on those. But that's my 2 cents. Chrissy, the Queen of Comic Variants. There you see, I recognize the name. Chrissy, okay. And this was from August of 2020. Cool. Let's see what this is. It says handle with care, but clearly USPS did not handle with care. Let's see, how am I gonna... And typically they have a pull-away string. This does not have a pull-away string. Come on, you. Come on. All right, package number 2. Inside this catch-all envelope is a big piece of cardboard that's all taped together. All right, let's get into this. Oh, it's even saran wrapped. Saran wrapped. I haven't seen that, but you know what? It certainly seems to hold it in there okay. Nice. Wow, that is really... It's funny, you know, I'm in hot Florida right now, and these were shipped from hot Hawaii, so I think the books are probably already pre-climatized. That's a joke, by the way, in case you were curious. And not actually, that's stupid. Okay, what do we got here? Ticky. Box and tape out of the way. What did I buy here? What did I buy here? Well, it's well taped in. Masking tape, masking tape, masking tape. And, come on. Get the rest of the tape on. Out of the way. All right, what do we got here? We have Youngblood number 3, First Princess Supreme again. We have Amazing Spider-Man Back in Black. Oh, this was the story where Aunt May was dying or dead or something. What else we got here? You got Spider-Man number 1, classic John Byrne. Classic. That is a nice issue right there with Metallo. What is this one? Red Sonja number 33. Unfortunately, this one has had the living guitar kicked out of the corner. It's a nice book, though. Nice freebie. I'll give that one a read. What do we got here? Justice League of America number 4. This is an Adam Hughes cover, is it not? I think it is. Yeah, art by Adam Hughes. December. First appearance of General Glory. What do we got here? This is a Brigade number 2. It's a good reader. You got Amerikarate. What the... Oh, it's the cosplay variant This is an Action Lab book, which is kind of cool. The Action Lab books are the guys who are putting out Zombie Tramp for a good period of time there. And there's another early Superman. This is number 49. Very cool. And Exo-Man War number 11. I do like my Valiants. So getting another Exo in there and an early one. Nice. I believe this is post-Unity. I believe that's post-Unity. For anybody who's following and is a Valiant fan, you know what I'm talking about. Very cool stack there. Time for a drink here. You'll notice I'm using my giant Morbius cup here. Oh, it's Morbin time. Now, I say that sarcastically because, and the story that goes with that is, I was actually down watching the Minions movie with the kids the other day, and they still had these cups, surprisingly enough, in the concession booth, because guess what? Nobody's buying them. I actually did go see the Morbius movie. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it's at the time, I'll tell you, I finished watching the movie after 2 hours was up, and I went, the blank just happened. I had no clue, because it's just action all the way through, and you're sitting here thinking, where are you guys developing the story here? I'm getting lost. But reflecting on it and looking back on it after the fact. And by the way, this is from April 2020. Looking back on it, I was like, actually, I did enjoy that movie. And what I thought was kind of neat was they did the cutscene at the end, and it's not a spoiler because, quite frankly, but if you haven't seen this movie yet, well, you probably aren't into the character anyway, so it's not going to be that much of a spoiler. I like the fact that they included, what's his name? Michael Keaton, and did that sort of lead off there. All right, so what is this big box? This is a bigger box here, and this one is another eBay purchase. Oh, it's Ariella Warrior Nun. Now, I know why I bought this. I bought this because I used to actually have a bunch of these in my original collection. Holy poop, this is, oh my, all right. A bunch of this in my original collection, but then I parsed down my original collection. I got rid of a bunch of issues. And then I was sort of saying to myself afterwards, I was like, you know what? And I know that Netflix optioned the show, and I did watch, was it Netflix optioned the show? Somebody optioned the show. I did watch episode or two of something that I thought was Warrior Nun, and I was like, it's not bad. I didn't think it was fantastic by any means. I didn't think it was terrible by any means either. But when I said, here's a big lot of the stuff, I said, let's go back and buy a bunch. So I'll just quickly go through a bunch of this for you guys here to show. So we're in an area, in case you're wondering what it looks like. Oftentimes you'll see these books and somebody's done sort of a manga style with them. There are some key books within the series, which, you know, the first appearance of this character, that character. And, like, as I say, very manga-esque. This is a fairly popular cover. I've seen that one a bunch of times. This I've seen all over the social media. I think that's Rituals number 1. And this is a lot of 36 books. I tell you, it's the classic 1990s, right? Like, this is 96. It's like, what was really selling these books at the time? I'll tell you. Big square back on that one. Look at that. Nice. We're in black and white. We're in an Ariel at number 1. I believe this might actually be the key issue. Could be wrong. It's 95, so it looks about right. Wow, this is a big bundle. This is more than I actually had in my original collection, which is kind of funny. That's literally for this bargain basement price that I bought on this, which was cheap. I basically got all of this. Silver Cross, I don't know what that is. Scorpio Rose, I've seen that a bunch of time on social media. People do like these covers. Warrior, Nun, Ariel, and Glory. Oh, there is the Maximum Press Warrior, Nun, Ariel, and Evangeline. Warrior, Nun, Black and White, number 2, and number 3 to go with that number 1 that was earlier. Warrior, Nun, Ariel versus Razor. I don't imagine this went very far. And Portraits is the last one there. Very neat. Kind of cool. That was that one. That's a big one. I'll say it's a good thing that one of the first things I did when I got down here was I went to a local comic shop and bought a short box, because when I saw the boxes that were here that I didn't remember ordering at all, I went, ooh boy, we better make sure we got stuff to get this home. All right, let's do, what do we got here? Also from 04/2020. Oh, it's a nice box. I'm sensing a theme for a lot of these purchases. It seems to be a lot of 90s here. A lot of 90s. It's funny, 90s was the era that was the junk era of sports cards. And I know a lot of people look at the comics and think, that's the junk era of comics too. Yeah, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Okay, wow, well packaged. What the heck is this? It's solid. It was in one heck of a package of what's movies there. What is this? By whatchamooses, by the way, I mean styrofoam. This was like perfectly styrofoam with form molded styrofoam to hold it in place. That was well packed. What is this? Somebody spent some money. Huh, okay. It's a stack of books. That was in that. What is it? Oh my goodness. Ooh, ooh. Shadowhawk 2, number 2, the gold foil variant. That's nice. Oh. The Adam Kubert Wolverine Deadpool Classic cover. That one I've seen a lot more heat lately on the market. Megaton, number 8. So that'll be the first Megaton book I own. That's very cool. First appearance of Jack Boniface. Very nice. Image number 0. Never seen that before. That'll go nice with the image. Oh, Swordman of the Atom number 1. Very nice. You got Swordman of the Atom. Oh, this is number 10. This is the second print. Okay, I do not have, now the reason you can see is see number 2 there? That is clearly the second print. So if you're seeing these up on the wall and you see number 2 on them and somebody's trying to charge an astronomical price for it, walk out of the shop. It's not worth it. They're just trying to hose you. This is the second print. The second print is not nearly worth as much as the first print of that book. Again, hard to get it in good condition, particularly because it was a second print. Nobody really cared. And this one I can already tell has a couple spine ticks down at the bottom corner. Can you see them right there? It's little spine ticks that do break color. Still, a good book to have. I have many copies of the first print, not enough of the second print. This is a first appearance of the Watchtower, I think, was in this one. Could be, I don't know. I don't know enough about this particular Deadpool and Wolverine story. Megaton number 4. Nice. Oh, Youngblood Strikeout, another gold variant. I've made this comment many times. Valiant, or not Valiant, Image did put out variant covers to a lot of their books back in the 90s, and people were always like, oh, it's the gimmick covers. Have fun ever trying to find these in good condition. Back when the market collapsed, these things just got dumped into the dollar bins and just got trashed. What do we got? A World's Worst Super Quantum and a Woody. Retailer incentive copy, that's nice. Eternal Warrior number 4. Very nice. That is the, I believe we're leading into, this is the first appearance of Bloodshot that's into that one. Heartbreaker number 0. This is the version that was sold with, I believe, based on the purple background on the sky. This is the one that was sold with the trade paperback. And a Rye number 0, but this Rye number 0 has some massive color rub running down there, which is unfortunate. That is the first appearance of Bloodshot, by the way. It's too bad. You know, I have a bunch of other copies of this book, so this is probably just a filler for me. It's got some spine ticks on the side over here. The color rub runs through and through the main part of the book. That's a shame. That is a shame. Nice book, but unfortunately, those defects to it are enough to make it go, yeah, that's going to be a cheapy book down the road. But who cares? Fun book to find. That was a heavy box. Cool. Well, as I said, guys, this is going to be a video mostly of me rambling and opening boxes because there was just so much here. All right, we're going to do another small package. This one is from, I believe this is another one from April 2020. And this is right around that time where I was like, yeah. Because if we all remember our history correctly of 2020, early 2020 was when we all started to hear the grumblings of the pandemic. March was when everything sort of locked down. And then thereafter, it was like, yeah, good luck traveling or doing anything. And nobody knew what was happening, so I just stopped buying altogether. So I don't think I have too many after that April and March 2020 date. Being very gentle opening this up. Somebody did a good job packaging this. What I'll do with this one, I'll make sure I do this when I'm uploading the video, is I'll make sure that I add chapters to this video. I figured out how to do that the other day with YouTube, by the way, which is kind of a neat, very interesting and very easy thing to do, is adding chapters to your videos so that people can skip through and just get directly to the stuff. So I'll add the chapters to itemize these by package. We'll do that when I'm done uploading this one. All right, come on. Wow. So much painter's tape. Okay, so much painter's tape. And I always find it funny because I'm here with my old man fingers fumbling with this stuff. Yeah. Another tip for you comic sellers out there, and this seller did this correctly, is when you put the painter's tape on, make sure you fold over a lip like this. That's on it, so that the buyer can just grab that lip and pull the tape without worrying about, you know, cursing and swearing at hurting bags in the head. All right, so what do we got? We've got, oh my, well, that is a very nice Wolverine variant. Look at that. I believe this was an Instagram auction. I believe. Okay, what do we got here? You got Uncanny X-Men. Dave Crawford variant. Very nice, number 1. Very nice. Oh, there you go. And of course, I will always buy this every time I see this book. This and Superman number 75, I'll always buy. I have an issue with them. This being the first appearance of Baby Cable. Very cool. And newsstand edition. Cool. Very cool indeed. I believe that was an Instagram auction. Very nice. And the reason I think that is because I think I remember seeing that Wolverine variant cover. All right, so let's do, I have 3 left. Let's do this one. This is an interesting story. So this box has been somewhat trashinated. It is what it is. I tell you, and this was an Instagram purchase, and I remember this. And the reason why I remember this one so particularly is because seeing the name on the front of this box actually triggered my memory. And I sort of grumbled there. I tell you, it's interesting. When you are having an Instagram auction or any sort of auction online, and you're a comic seller, which is what this person is, if somebody asks you in your auction, hey, do you ship internationally? And then you say, yeah, of course I ship internationally, no problem. When it's time to make payment and arrange for the shipping and everything, don't turn around and blast your buyer through direct messages for not having an American address. Because I'll tell you, I wanted these books shipped to my Canadian address, which is why I asked during the auction or the live sale, hey, do you ship internationally? So to then turn around and blast me saying, hey, why do you have a name of Tennessee Fats and not have an address in the States, and to be somewhat aggressive about it. Not cool, man. Not cool at all. And that was why I then turned around and said, okay, and we're done. So I said, no, path of least resistance, I'll ship it to my American address, which I did. And I've had nothing to do with first offense. But let's see what the books are. This isn't about people, it's about the books. Comics are supposed to be fun. They're not supposed to be something that are just a source of aggravation. Although bubble wrap generally is aggravation. I'll tell you this one. This is fantastic. It's packaged. Bang up job on the packaging, because that box, it did look like it took one heck of a beating through USPS, but I'll tell you, the packaging tape and the giant bubble wrap, I'm pretty sure are probably having these books just sitting pretty. They are made in the shade. Cool. This packaging, it's got, wow, look at that. It's actually got, so that's foam board on either side of it. Nicely done. So to the vendor, well done. You've impressed me with that. And this tape, this is some solid tape here. You know what, I'm actually going to use the knife here, which is something you're not supposed to do with comics. I'll just drag the knife along here and cut this, because I don't feel like fighting tape. And I get that that's a risk, but I'm doing it anyways. How's that? That do it? Yeah, that did it? Okay. And there we go. Foam core is off. Well, it's somewhat off. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this tape did really well on the bubble wrap. Not so well with the books, because it's actually pulling the plastic apart of the books. Okay, well, now I got some painter's tape. Which is easy to get off. There we go. Okay, foam core is gone. Let's see what we got. That was a nice little breeze kicking up over here. I tell you, there are far worse places to be opening up comic boxes and taking a look at things. I was actually thinking about doing this one actually as in my first YouTube live video. But at the end of the day, I just said, man, heck of it. So what do we got here? Oh, Master of Kung Fu. Oh, this is a whole bunch of, oh, okay. So what do we got here? Master Kung Fu number 39. Kung Fu number 38. Very nice. This is a run I've been working on. 37, 36. Very cool. 35. It's a good bundle right there. All right, so then you got Captain America number 7. I always buy anything that's got a Nomad reference on it. Number 5. Number 4. And for those of you before you ask, yes, I do have number 6. Number 3. Wow, this has a lot of rub on it. Look at the rub all over that white cover. Ugh, a lot of ink rub. Number 2. And Marvel 2-in-1 featuring Morbid the Mystic. Very cool. Marvel 2-in-1 number 34. Marvel 2 number 35. And number 37. Always make time to buy bronze when you can. Very cool books. Very cool. Good bundle there. All right. We're down to the last 2 boxes here. And these are fairly big ones. There's number 2, second last. Now this, I have no idea. The shipping label on this is how old this is. The shipping label on this is actually so old that it's discolored and rotted away to the point where I have no idea when this came in. I still stuck a little thing over top of it just in case anybody was trying to take a look at that information. But either way, I was like, yeah, I don't know. No clue when this would have been delivered. But it's clearly dated, given the fact that the actual shipping label is no longer legible. Kind of bubbles. Packing paper, bubbles, packing paper, packing paper. Oh my goodness. What do we got? Okay, come on. Oh my God. Holy man. This stuff's everything they possibly could have in that box with shipping. Filler. What do we got here? Now this looks like some Valiants. What do we got? You got Bloodshot number 1. Bloodshot Rising Spirits. This is the Dutch Comic Con. Cool. Bloodshot Rising Spirit. Rising Spirit. Bloodshot Rising Spirit. Eternal Warrior number 4 again. Bloodshot number 0. The foil wraparound one. Bloodshot number 0. Bloodshot number 37. Eternal Warrior number 4 again. Eye number 0. That is matte edition. Probably the matte edition. Number 2, Bloodshot number 3, Bloodshot number 4, Rising Spirit number 3, Rising Spirit number 3 variant, Rising Spirit number 3 variant, again, Bloodshot number 5, original series, Bloodshot Rising Spirit number 2, Bloodshot Rising Spirit number 2, Rising Spirit Legends, Comics and Games, Bloodshot Rising Spirits number 1, Bloodshot, I actually have a couple copies of this one now. Bloodshot Rising Spirit Borderlands variant. Bloodshot Rising Spirit got a white variant. Oh my goodness. Okay, this was a lot of Bloodshot. Awesome. Awesome bundle of books there. It's funny, I'm seeing a lot of these have a My Comic Shop tag on the front of the back of them, but I don't think this is a My Comic Shop or I don't think so at all. There's no shipping label or package in that whatsoever that would indicate even where I bought this. That's pretty awesome. As I said earlier, I'm noticing a theme. We're noticing a lot of Valiant and Image here, although that was not really Valiant here. All right, it's Morbid time. Okay, now for those of you who stuck with me this far, I truly appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed this. Now, this is the big box. Holy crap! Okay, so this is 28 pounds. It's a 28-pound box. Okay. I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do here? Push the chair back. I'm going to put this on the floor. Oh my God. Why does this weigh so goddamn much? Holy crap. 28 pounds. In books. It's clearly books. It's from a comic store in North Carolina. Oh. Holy crap. What is this? Okay, so right off the bat, oh my God. Okay. Holy crap. I have, okay, so this is a book. So this is in rough condition here. The corners have just been trashinated. I'm looking at, I'm just thumbing through here, a bunch of Image books And these image books, some of which have been trashed, but they're lying flat like this. And it goes all the way down to the bottom of the box. I am not going through these one at a time. Clearly a bunch of these are just gonna end up being target practice books for me when I'm doing archery back home, because I don't save anything in condition as bad as this. Unfortunately, the shipping on this did not do these books well. I can tell some of these have been damaged in shipping. It's a shame because it is a giant bundle of books. It would have been good to see what these were. But we're not going to waste our time going through that because I can tell you there's probably going to be about 30 minutes of video just going through that, and I don't think anybody wants to do that. So everybody, that is where we're going to wrap this one today. I hope you've enjoyed the video for those of you who did stick through, and I hope for those of you who do enjoy mail opening videos, a whole bunch of comics, that you enjoyed seeing what we have. Interesting that this was so focused on Valiant and Image. Clearly 2 years ago, that's what I was going through. The next video we're going to do is going to go back to Robert E. Howard stuff. We're going to be doing, as I said, that Tower of the Elephant comparison for another Robert E. Howard Battle Royale. And then following that, we'll probably do another video where I walk through this La Muerta Kickstarter that we just opened up very briefly here today, just to say here's what we got inside this. But that'll be back in our regular setting back home in Canada. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you do like these things. It does actually help making these videos pop up more in general searches, which means more people come to the channel and see them and find the actual videos if they're interested in the topic. I hope you have a good one, everybody. We'll see you in the next video.